this is something that did kind of make me laugh a bit. How many of y'all heard about what happened with CS on Steam? How many of y'all heard about what happened with the CS store on Steam? And how people are losing their fucking minds and their life savings. Yeah, Alex, that's what I'm gonna watch. Yeah, so here we put. So apparently, Steam changed the CS store. CS being Counterstrike. See, Counterstrike, like skins and whatnot, was big business for CS:GO and CS:GO store. Big fucking business for people. And Valve just basically did an update to it that Hero will probably be able to articulate it far better than I will. Let's take a look at this. I think this is just funny, personally.
So you might be aware that there's a giant market for Counter-Strike skins, and Valve just made a huge update to the way that system works that has caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money. And
Let's see, Counter-Strike 2's October 23 update has sent shockwaves to the skin trading community, with the game's total market cap dropping from a peak of around $6 billion to under $5 billion. The aftermath of the major change of how players can obtain knives and gloves.
in cases, their lives are actually ruined. Some people even literally taking their own lives over this, apparently. I'll explain what went down a bit more in a second. This change doesn't make...
Wait, what was that last one?
I'll explain what went down a bit more in a second.
Oh my god. Jarrett, put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. I said the same thing. A Chinese student killed himself because of the CS2 update. Holy yeah. Well, silver is because people had dumped. Yes, it is just skins, but people have dumped so much fucking money into this. Basically, the CS:GO skins were NFTs. This was literally an NFT market. And people dumped so much fucking money into this NFT 2.0 kind of market that when Valve changed the rules, they lost everything. They lost like their entire life savings because people dumped so much fucking money into the CS:GO skin trade, which sounds a lot worse than it is. We're talking about video game skins. So the video game skin trade, they dumped all their money and have lost everything.
Second, this change doesn't make Valve evil. Valve probably sees this change as a way of making more money, but also benefiting the majority of players. It's really the Krakens who seem to be getting hurt here, and of course Valve has no duty to maximize the profits of Krakens that are trying to flip skins. And it sounds like the average player is
Let's see. For such real shambles, but I guess poor people like me can't get some profit, sold off my Legion of Anubis FT for 40 euros now, bought it for 5 some weeks ago. The M4A4 turbine went up in price, sold for 50 euros. Yes, it's a great update for the majority of the player base. Too many people had too much trust in Valve not doing something like this. It's not the stock market or cryptocurrency. I'm going to disagree. This turned into quasi-cryptocurrency. The difference being that this was cryptocurrency that was not based off of the mythical blockchain. That's where I called this thing NFT 2.0. These skins were, effectively speaking, NFTs. And just like with NFTs, they're only valuable if they have market value. If the market says they're valuable, that's the only reason why they're valuable. And people dumped so much fucking money into this.
Doing this update as a helpful and beneficial change. The people really taking losses here are those who were using Counter-Strike skins as like a significant alternative investment. And people need to understand the risks of these sort of things when they willingly decide to make investments like this. You know, alternative investments in general tend to be quite risky, significantly more risky than a lot of other investments you can make, whether that's in a safe standard index fund, a blue chip company, or even like a mid-cap or something. Conversely, that means a lot of people have also made a lot of money off Counter-Strike skins. Although today, we're going to be talking about the losses. Okay, with that intro out of the way, what
Let's see if
exactly
he's going to show the
here?
clip that I saw.
It all comes down to Counterstrike's trade-up contract system.
I forgot to turn that off. Seabus, thank you for the follow. And yes, I forgot to turn the alerts off. There we go. Wait, Mars, the game in and of itself is fine. The game in and of itself can be fun. It can be. But this is a whole different side of the game. The gameplay and the skin and the video weapon skin trade are two very different things. One, like, yes, they're part of the same game, but one is not a part of the other.
Exactly happened here. It all comes down to Counter-Strike's trade-up contract system. Before this update, knife and glove skins could only be obtained from loot boxes called crates at an extremely low rate. We're talking far below 1%.
Yeah. I remember watching Badger's video about Counter-Strike where he tried to get a knife, and he spent, like, his Counter-Strike video where he tried to get a knife, he spent, like, he bought something like 400 crates, I believe. It was like 450 crates. He spent thousands of dollars trying to get a knife skin. Spent, like, an entire stream opening crates to try and get the knife skin. Did not get it. Did not get a single knife skin out of like 450 crates. And in fact, he spent so much fucking money, Valve banned him from buying crates for something like a week. He couldn't, because he spent so much damn money, they banned him from buying any more crates for something like a week. And then when the week was up and he was finally able to buy crates again, he got a push dagger knife skins in like 30 pulls. Yeah, this is like 2-tier. Was it 3 days? Okay, 3 days. So they banned him for 3 days, and then his second round he was able to get the knife skin after like 30 crates. But like this whole thing is like it's a combination gambling and NFTs, because you can trade these skins. You can actually trade or sell these skins. So not only are you gambling on the loot boxes themselves, which is, you know, that's a whole thing about that. But then you can sell these skins at an elevated price. So like whales can spend like $1,000 on loot crates and get the rare knife skin, and then they can upsell that skin for like $2,000 on their market. Like, it's pretty fucking insane, and it caters to the whales. Make no mistake, it caters to the whales.
This meant that anyone wanting a knife or glove skin had to likely open hundreds of loot boxes just to get one.
And yes, Eins. Yes. Wait, why did we not hear the oh-so-righteous credit card companies cracking down on this kind of thing, saying, hey, this is gambling. We don't want gambling associated with our brand. Instead of, you know, going after fictional characters and saying that fictional characters have rights. Yeah, where were Visa and MasterCard on this one? Yeah, if the skins had anime titties, then the credit card companies jump on that heartbeat. Absolutely. Yeah, you basically get a bunch of ahegao, you know, hentai skins, and the credit card companies be all over that shit.
Glove skin had to likely open hundreds of loot boxes just to get one, or they could purchase the skin from the market. Of course, these skins went for a lot of money, to say the least, and so
yeah, look at this. $10,000, almost $14,000, $15,000 for these knife skins. This is fucking insane. And these are NFTs. This is literally NFTs. No, that is in real life money, Hesse. This is in real life $10,000 of real money for a gold knife skin. $15,000 for this amethyst-looking knife skin for an NFT. Revan? Oh, shit. Oh, god damn it. Fuck, I hit a button. There we go. Who determines the price? Both the seller and the market. You know, because I'm guessing these are rare skins, and so they crank up the price, but these are NFTs. This was literally just NFT 2.0. And people dump so much fucking money into these.
So Krakens would gamble on loot boxes to try and open these skins, or buy some from the market to try and flip for profit. However, with this new update, a new way of obtaining knife and glove skins was added via the trade-up contract system. As now players can trade in their lower rarity red items up into gold rarity, which is the rarity tier that knives and gloves are in.
Okay, so 5 stat track converted items can be exchanged for 1 stat track knife from a collection. 5 regular covert items can be exchanged for 1 regular knife or 1 regular glove. Okay. So basically, Valve made it easier for people to trade up because Valve has no obligation to maintain this NFT market. That is not part of Valve's thing. Bear in mind, Valve is not running the NFT market. Okay, they have no bearing on the NFT. They have no bearing on this NFT market. They're just issuing the skins. They made this update so players could get these skins easier, which is good on them. It's good on Valve. Valve is not in the wrong here at all. Valve is not in the wrong in here whatsoever. The knife and glove skin NFT market is totally separate from Valve. Valve does not have any involvement other than the assets themselves being deployed in the game. And because Valve wanted to do right by their players, they'll collect a percentage of the fee from every sale, but clearly that's not their focus. Their focus was, because if their whole focus was to make money off of this NFT market, they would have kept the status quo to make sure they kept that juicy percentage. But what they did is they focused on the players and gave the players an opportunity to get better stuff through normal gameplay, through normal game mechanics. And they rightly so, it's like, okay, if this affects the NFT market that's lateral to our game, so be it, we're doing this for our players. Which is good on Valve for that. That's good on Valve.
And so this new method of obtaining them allows players to circumvent the prior methods that required opening an absurd amount of loot boxes or making that direct marketplace purchase. This resulting in an influx of knives and gloves and crashing the knife glove market. On the flip side, though, many players with lower rarity reds are seeing their assets get a bit of a boost in price as their usefulness just skyrocketed. Nevertheless, this has led to some tragedies already where, for example, allegedly a Chinese student jumped off a building today after this update, destroyed their Counterstrike portfolio, so to speak. And this set of messages that's been getting shared around the internet now, which reads, "This is the end, I'm reset. I've been developing a Steam trading strategy for a long time. I have about 40 different knives in my inventory, from a Navaja to a Doppler butterfly. Now they'll all cost 0 thanks to the new update." A follow-up message reading, "On behalf of the Matsuoka community, I would like to sadly announce that our main admin took their life during a live Discord conversation. Our condolences go out to his family."
Holy shit! This guy self-deleted during a live... This guy took his own life during a live Discord conversation? Holy shit! That is tragic and insane if that is the case. If this really happened, and yeah, Tanashi, it's on a Reddit, so we take it with it, or it's being put out through a Discord, so we take it with a grain of salt. But if this actually happened, like we saw that one post about a student that killed himself because of this. If this is true that someone took their own life in the middle of a live Discord conversation, that's insane. That is insane that people are ending their own lives over this. This is why I have begged people to not get into the crypto market. Okay? To not get into the crypto market. This is a part of the crypto market. These are NFTs. Don't go throwing all your money into shit like this that has no actual value.
This is an object lesson. Never invest in any form of crypto.
Yes.
It's not worth it.
Yes.
Because when the market crashes, well,
not only that, but it's an insanely volatile market. Crypto and NFTs is incredibly volatile. And literally, like, a tweet can send something to zero. In this case, it was Valve basically just doing right by gamers, and it sent the value of all of these NFTs to zero. Because Valve was more focused on doing right by their gaming community versus their crypto versus the crypto community. And it sent it all fucking zero, and now people have lost everything, including their lives. Because they just, like, this broke them so fucking badly. It's like people are losing all of their life savings on this. That's why people are taking their own lives, is because people have dumped literally everything into it, and they have lost literally everything. This is like when we saw the stock market crash and we heard about investment brokers or people that had so much in the market that lost everything and their own lives. It's the same thing, only this is even worse because it's NFTs. So they had no, like, physical thing that they could claim ownership of in the first place other than the skin. And it's really fucking sad. But it's also a lesson learned to don't throw your money away on stuff like this. If you want to invest in the stock market, I have issues with the stock market in and of itself anyway, but at least if you're investing in the stock market, you are actually investing in a company, and when you invest in a company, you become a shareholder in that company, even if it's in a small way. So a stock is at least tangible because you are purchasing part ownership, even if it's a fractional size of an actual company. That is the big difference between the stock market and crypto/NFTs, where you are investing in ones and zeros that literally have no meaning other than someone says, I ascribe meaning and value to this, and that's it. It's only because someone has said, I'm ascribing meaning and value to these ones and zeros that they have value. The minute people just go, I don't fucking care anymore, the value goes away. And you have lost everything. So please, for the love of God, don't invest in crypto. Don't invest in NFTs. Save your money. Use it on something good for yourself. And by the way, Fishy, thank you for the tier 1. And yes, Warmoose, if Northrop Grumman, I believe, is a publicly traded company. So yes, I believe you can invest in Northrop Grumman and basically become a fractional part owner. Yes.
Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. It's certainly a tragedy, as mentioned. People really need to be careful with the sort of investments they make, especially if they're putting a significant amount of money, or maybe even they're putting in all of their investment money into one asset, especially if that asset is Counterstrike skins. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments, though. That is the news. I'll see you there in the comments and in the next one.
Yeah. Let me show you this. I will show you a tangible. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you a tangible example of someone losing everything. Oh, come on. Where is it? There was a video footage of someone losing money. Ah! No. Yes, got it. Got it. Okay. Got it. All right. So this is a former pro player for CS, Olaf Meister, checking his skin inventory after the crash. Okay? He's checking this after the crash.
Days ago. 58 days ago. $58K, okay?
So he had $58,000 worth of inventory. I think he said 2 days ago is what he said. 2 days ago before this stream. He had 58, almost 59, let's round it up and say almost $60,000 worth of inventory in his little store, in his skin place store. Okay?
Now we make a shake. Let's see, guys. 58K to what? 58K.
Look what it's dropped down to. It went from nearly $60,000 plummeted to 18. Absolutely fucking plummeted to $18,000. And listen to his reaction.
58K. Ah! Yo! What? Days ago.
New course. Closing on target.
Yeah.
Approach engaged.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's trying to sell. He was trying to sell. That's on his marketplace for people to buy. It's on his marketplace for people to buy. It's not like stocks. He can't just sell them. He has to have someone actually buy them. And he lost $40,000 because with this change from Valve. And look at people coping in the comment section. Look at this guy. Steam managed to ruin something good, which is the players' trust in the exclusivity story of each season they release. Now it doesn't matter. There's no reason to be a collector of anything. They could have addressed the inequality by releasing new knives or gloves that are much more accessible, less rare, while maintaining the same standard of beauty. Instead, they chose to rework the past, destroying companies on history. Look at the level of cope. Look at the level of cope that that Valve just made the skins more accessible to the player base. And this person's like, Steam managed to ruin something good, so we can't make a whole ton of profit off of skins. Were there any people working for CS that played the game and unlocked their skins before this happened? Wouldn't that be insider trade? Look at this one's like doing a possibility of insider fucking trading. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, imagine buying skins in the game as a type of investment. Oh! Okay, it's someone reacting to him. Yeah. It's like Rick Boza. This is what happens. This is what happens when you invest everything or such a huge amount of money in nothing. This is what happens when you invest in, effectively speaking, the crypto market. You know? And it looks good on him. Like, play the fucking game. Like, if you're so worried about the collecting the skins, then sorry, too bad for you. Well, exactly, Hefe. Exactly. Like, that's why I called this NFTs 2.0. And it's why I posted on Twitter. Hang on. I made a post on this on Twitter. I know you're shocked. This is why I made this post on Twitter. People who spent literally tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars and what was barely a step up from NFTs are now suddenly Pikachu surprise face.exe when it went the same route as NFTs. I mean, sucks to suck. This is why I tell people, don't get involved in the crypto market, and this was basically a derivative of the crypto market. Make no mistake, this was a derivative of crypto. It need not have been classified as such, but it was.